Alright, so this is update number 14 for Edgerun. So, um, after the game's been released, this is going to be I would say the second post-release implementation, with the first obviously being the stretch. The stretch wasn't really the first because I already had the stretch done, but I was just getting some trouble and actually pushed it out to the public release. But no, this is going to be the first actual post-launch implementation. And what I'm introducing are special drift edition cars. I know the name of the game is Edgerun, and the cars are meant to be drifting. However, if y'all haven't realized, is that due to how the car controller is set up, the cars turn instead of really drifting. So I've been fighting with this idea for a while, and I went to go through working on using different car controllers. It's a whole separate car controller, and then it's a modified version of my original car controller. See, it's called Super Drifty Car Controller compared to the standard simple drift car controller. So basically, what I'm working on is I've been playing around with the different attributes of these cars. So like the angular damping. Angular damping just means how much resistance the turning the cars have, or how much resistance to I believe the X and the Y axis there is, or maybe just the X axis, and linear. Yeah, look, it says it. Dampening affects how his body resists rotations, how his body resists linear motion. So this is going forward, and then this is just rotation. So yeah, rotation and going forward. So just playing around with this, and then I also created a new physics material called low friction. So basically, I'm trying to make the road feel as slippery as possible. So I worked on that, and then I just extracted some parts from the already from this new drift controller called Prometeo or Prometeo car controller. I just added it into my modified car controller to then I get these different attributes like steering angle, drift yaw, drift decay, drift strength, um, and the main important one is car grip. So I made the grip zero. So you have absolutely zero grip. So now the cars actually drift. And now you actually have to counter stay. And also I wanted to, this was like something I wanted to add since I started the game, was adding smoke. So as you can know, when the cars are drifting around, you have the black lines on the road. But no, there actually is smoke. There actually is smoke. And the way how the smoke works, the smoke is right now linked to, it's referencing the car controller. I just linked to is drifting. So all is drifting is once a car going forward. So once a car going forward, the smoke is going to appear. And the smoke is going to die down once you're either braking or you're reversing. So yeah, pretty much that's what we've been working on. I just used just for testing purposes. I used a red version. I just changed the top color of the other Mustang, but I might make this Mustang available. But the car that I picked out for the for the first implementation of a special edition drift car is a car that many Caribbean people, especially in the Trinidadian drifting scene, is very keen on, and that car is the C33 Laurel. So I got a model for C33 Laurel, and this is going to be the first. I plan on implementing this as the first drift edition car. But for right now, that's just gonna stay under wraps for now. Right now, I'm just using this Mustang because I already had all the other all the other composites and everything I already needed for it to work. So yeah, enough talking. Let's actually drift in Edgerun. Let's actually drift. Actually drift. No more turning, at least for these new set of cars, because implementing these for other cars won't take a while. So yeah. So as you can see, with first drive, the speed comes on. It's very sensitive right now, at least. But turn that down or fine tune it. It's very quick to turn. and very sensitive. But yeah, pretty much. Now I have this proper actual drift setup with smoke and the car actually drifting instead of just turning. So I could always fine tune this because if I find it's a bit too sensitive. So yes, that's the plan. Just fine tune it, make it not too drifty, but not too not drifty, so it doesn't turn as sharp. So I'm going to just keep fine tune it. But yeah, so progress. No, actually have real drifting cars now, and I can add in more particle effects. The next thing I want to work on is the sound, like make the cars sound actually better instead of just one note being pitched up and down. And then maybe I might either add in like exhaust pops and bangs, intermittent exhaust pops and bangs, because I know that many people showed me really great appreciation of my last stage, which was a stretch, and I really appreciate everyone. And because Grenada recently just had a big bass and balloon event, um, I thought that it would be best to try to continue the hype train of drifting. So I'm gonna find models of like the other cars, like the Safiro. I'm gonna find for the 350Zs, 240, the 240 SX that was here, was the one, no, the S13 Sylvia that was here, the Isuzu truck. So I'll just look for, different 3D models and I could start cooking with gas. But yeah, pretty much we have our first drift edition car, a red Mustang, our Shelby GT500. So yeah, progress on Edgerun is still being made. Proper things.